power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
That's right, you tell them, little buddy. What's going on, family? Welcome to Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide and the beautiful Kimmy Kim out of St. Louis and Elations Radio. We got a great show for you tonight. So hang in there. I hope you've been enjoying the weather because the weather's been awesome in Maryland. Of course, we did get a little rain last night, but we need it. That's right. Because we want some May flowers. We didn't get the April showers. Well, welcome, y'all. We have a great show. We got Lissha Sadler here today. She goes way back with the Batman. That's right. She goes way back. And shout out to Pastor Paulette Harper. She out there doing her thing. For those of you that's been tuning in with us since 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Late Night. That's right, this when Late Night begins, because we know if you're over 70, late night for you is 9 o'clock. It's time to go to bed. Or you're doing Netflix. But anyway, for those of you that's hanging with us since 7 o'clock, shout out to the Devil Slayers. They did their thing. That's right, Dwayne and Kia Matthews out of Brooklyn, New York. That's right, we podcasting live out of Brooklyn, New York. And then follow up with them was Dr. Valerie Faust. She's out of New York. And I believe she's in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just going to say shout out to her in Brooklyn. And then, of course, we just finished listening to the beautiful Miss Paulette Harper out of San Francisco, the Bay Area. That's right. Positive Power is all over the country, y'all. And we broadcasting through the RS feed overseas. That's right. We have over 2,000 radio stations downloading the show, and we have over 3,000 to subscribe to our RSS feed through their website. So shout out to all those radio operators and all their listeners. Thank you so much for what you do here at Positive Power XI. And of course, Kimmy Kim know about all that stuff because she's with Elations Radio. What's up, Kimmy Kim? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Jerry. How about you?
Good. You have a good weekend?
I did. I relaxed and enjoyed a couple movies. How about you?
Yeah. Well, I know we didn't have our show last week because, I came in from North Carolina to celebrate my baby girl graduation for North Carolina A&T Aggie Pride.
Congratulations.
Right. All honors.
I bet that was exciting.
Yeah, it was, man. It was a long time coming, because she started out in Hampton. So, my wife was a little disappointed because she left Hampton. But I was kind of delighted because my youngest son goes to A&T. And then that would have been just one trip because, they all got to be in school about the same time. That's been impossible for me, And she don't do no driving.
Aww.
Yeah, she don't do no driving. So it was like, man. So it worked out. She came out of A&T because that was actually her second choice. So, it really was no bad blood. So we still be traveling down there because my youngest son is still there. He got 2 more years. So yeah.
This is so hard to believe that he is in college.
I know.
I still remember meeting him.
Yeah, started out with, I think everybody remember him behind the lens, shooting film and everything. Yep. So now he's at the point where he want to study broadcasting engineering and a little bit of creative writing because he's really good when it comes to scripting commercials. He has a knack for that. He has a lot of patience. Yeah. For some of us who just like to shoot and edit and don't have time to do a storyboard, that's me. But he has a lot more patience. So, and my oldest son too. He do the same thing. He does AV.
Oh, really?
Yep. Big company. He does.
So it goes in the family.
Yeah. I remember he started out with ESPN. Got a chance to learn how to do events, which is where the money is. Events, He did that with Reginald Lewis Museum. Are you familiar with Reginald Lewis? One of the first black billionaires in the U.S. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
They have a museum downtown in the harbor of Baltimore on the east side, and he got a chance to do an intern there and learn how to do events, setups and stuff like that, installs. So he was able to pass that experience to his real job. All right,
that's good.
Well, how's the weather out there for you,
Well, we
now?
had hot weather, then it turned into thunderstorms and tornadoes,
Yeah.
and now it's cool.
Yeah, we got 70s right now, which was comfortable, you know. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy when you walk out there and it's like 91, 95, and you just came out of the 70s, you know.
I know. That's how it was on Friday. It was one time it was at that same day, it was like 80 degrees, and it dropped all the way down to like 50.
I know, man. I had
And
to
then we
cut.
had
I had to do
that
yard work too, man. It was kind of rough. I was in slow motion. And of course,
Crazy.
I didn't get everything done. I was tempted to go out there today, but you know I had a lot to do here. So yeah. So anyway, for those of you, soon we're gonna be having a way that you can go to our website and subscribe to our newsletter. People have been asking me, how do you get the newsletter so you get the shows? You know, because everybody don't like notifications popping up on their phone all the time, but they don't mind getting emails. Check out the weekendchannel.tv. That's right, the weekendchannel.tv. The newsletter should be working by now. At least I thought it was. I'll try it out again. You know, I'm working with young people. So they tell me stuff is done and you think it's done, but it's not done. You got to be real specific with them. You know how it is when you talk to your daughters. It's different language. It's like, what language did I just talk? Was I talking German or something? I don't know. They tripped me out. I got to write everything down now.
Oh, wow.
I know. They be trying to trick me. Make you think you don't remember what you said. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Kimmy Kim, you know what you said, but they try to make pretend that you didn't say it. You know, it's like, well, maybe I was dreaming when I said that, because I did have a really big dream about Beyonce and Kelly Rowland for a long time. Last week, felt like I was really there.
Were you watching TV or something?
Yeah, I think I was watching. Yeah, I think I was watching.
We have TV on.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Michelle used to say, "Don't sleep with that TV on," but I've been very guilty of that.
Yeah,
lately.
that's what happened. I forgot what movie I was watching, but it was very similar to Beyonce and them Lifestyle or something like that. For some reason, it just seemed like that was like right there with them. It seemed so real. It was like, wow, I made it. I made it to Beyonce world. I made it to B world.
That type of dream.
I know. I said I made it to B world finally. And then I woke up.
That's a good dream.
And I told my wife, I said, I think I'm great, me Beyonce. She said, why that? I said, I had the same kind of dream before when I met Pebbles. So, and I did meet Pebbles. She was mad about that. So anyway.
Oh, wow.
And Alicia Keys too. I had the same dream when I met Alicia Keys. So I'm about to meet Beyonce, y'all. Finally.
So you met both of them?
Yeah. Yep. Talked to Alicia Keys, sat there. Yep. Pebbles was a little upset. You know, Baltimore can be kind of rough with you. If you open it for, see, this is the thing. They had her billed with the time. How you mix Pebbles with the time? I don't know. That was crazy.
I can see that. The time is like old school, just like Pebbles.
No, but she was new. But she was kind of new school at the time. You know, it was like watching your daughter up there dancing.
What year was this?
I mean, not for me. She's my age, but this was back when she first came out with Mercedes Boy. She just came out with that hit.
I can see that.
And they had an opening for the time. But I think after the first song, they was ready for her to. But Baltimore is tough. And at least she probably could break that down. Baltimore don't play. If they come see you, the time, they don't want nobody opening up singing 3-4 songs they don't know. And after she sang Mercedes Boys, it was good to go.
Some more songs that they.
Yeah, she tried to sing some other songs, and I think they were ready for her to go after she sang Mercedes Boy.
They were booing. Don't tell me they booing.
Oh, they don't play. They be telling you get out. They be telling you get out of the way.
Guys worse in Apollo.
Baltimore and New York is very similar. DC like that too. It depends on what part of DC. You know, not the bougie.
I only know one song of Pebbles. That's the Mercedes.
Yeah, and she had the other one about your boyfriend or something like that. Didn't she have one called Girlfriend? Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's all they wanted to hear was them 2 songs. After that, it's time to go. They don't like people trying to try new songs on them. Baltimore is not the place for that. I'm telling y'all that.
Just had that one song or 2 songs.
See, that's why independent artists don't do well here. Unless you sing people's songs, right? They only like you if you can sing songs of people they like Whitney Houston, Phyllis Hyman. If you could do the Experience, then they're gonna love you. They stay all night. rooting you on, buy you drinks, everything. But go up there and try to sing your own stuff. They be walking out the door.
Oh, they're gonna walk out.
Yeah, they be walking out the door. All right, let's let Lissha on here because we be talking all night.
Oh my
like me and
goodness.
Kelly. What's up, Lissha? How you doing? What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to late night.
What's going on, y'all? Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Welcome to late night. She funny, Kimmie. She called me yesterday. No, she emailed me and said, Jerry, I can't do the show tonight. I'm going to have to do it to reschedule me. She thought
my schedule's been all off. So listen, I'm normally off on Sundays and Mondays.
Okay.
But I don't know why I volunteered my service to somebody overtime. So it threw me off. And I was like, oh my God, I done did all that. I knew I wasn't supposed to go to work today. I was just talking to myself. And I said, let me contact Jerry, for he think I just did not come to this show. And kind of find out he was like, it's tomorrow. I was like, oh,
yeah,
Lord,
the day is Sunday. The day is Sunday. She was there interfering with my Hulu movie night.
So you thought it was Sunday? Oh, he was probably barbecuing on yesterday.
No, it was late. It was like 10 o'clock, like this time the show's supposed to start.
You were sleeping.
No, I was watching Hulu. I had a Hulu series going on. Yeah.
I literally thought today was going to be Tuesday. I thought yesterday was Monday was all. My days was all.
I did there too.
That's what I get for volunteering. That's what I get for volunteering my services.
I said, Lissha you need to take a weekend. That's what I told her.
You're right.
Man, that's what happens when you work through the weekends, man. You get your days mixed up. Man, you got to take a break. Sometimes you just eat.
And I work night.
Yep. And that's hard. And the same here, too.
So your days, you don't know what days it is.
Well, I did some round the clocks trying to get some of these projects out this weekend. I know. You know, going to bed at 3. The next thing I know, my dog waking up at 8. She want to go outside. I was like, oh, man. So I know the feeling. Yeah. But look, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go ahead and get y'all talk on. I'm right here if you need me. Have a great show. Amen.
Before you go, I want to comment on the Pebbles thing, because I used to love Pebbles. She had this song called Baby Love, and my dad was married at the time. And the person he was married to went to school with her.
Oh, wow.
And so she had came home and surprised me with an autographed copy. But I used to love me some Pebbles. Yes. Yeah. I don't know how they got her confused at the time. Okay, that's what she said. No,
the time was the big act, the main act. And in Baltimore, they just don't want you to be wasting a whole bunch of their time. It's like, look, we old, and we only got enough time, and same amount of time. They got a lot of energy. You know how it is when you got people in their 40s, 50s going out to see their favorite groups. They don't want to be out the house that long. So anyway, I just remember they was getting kind of rowdy. Pebbles she was in the dressing room. So my cousin was taking me back to meet. He was going to introduce me to her, and he said, "Oh man," they said, "She crying, man." We walked to the door, she's crying. She had her head down. I was like, "Man, I want to meet her like that," And I had a big crush on Pebbles, man. I was ready. So that's what it was. Yep. So that didn't happen. She was upset. I just sort of back of her head. That was all. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good show. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you, Jerry. Well, that was awesome.
I know. It's so great to meet you.
Here, talking to Jerry, now getting to know you. And how's your day going so far, my sister?
My day is going good. Plus, I got this new thing going, because we can get so wrapped up in what goes on and what goes wrong. And so I have to, learn just to be more grateful. Not humble, but grateful for, the day. So I still have peace, and I'm grateful for that. I'm rested. So it was ultimately a good day. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So before we begin this wonderful show, I'm just so grateful. Thank you, Jerry, for this another opportunity to be on your platform. This is awesome. Can you tell the listeners, who are you?
Absolutely. I'm one of the fabulous co-hosts of Let's Chat Radio. with my right hand, and sometimes she's my left. And this gorgeous evangelist, Miss Tony. I'm also the host of Hardcore Grind, and I am the editor-in-chief of Hardcore Grind magazine and the column. So I have started a column originally, and that column appeared in 3 magazines: Medium Magazine, the Heat Seekers, as well as the Indie Post. And and I was getting more people and doing more interviews, but you know, when everybody got a rotation basically, and so you kind of got to wait. So people had to wait for their stories, and I was like, well, I'm going to create a magazine and add my platform, so that way they have 4 different options to choose from, and then they're not really waiting for it to be in print, because I could put it in print. It's on Media Magazine online, and then the benefit is, you know, Heat Seekers and Indie Post, they don't come out at the same time, so that's like giving them exposure. You have different playing fields, different time frames. So I decided to do Hardcore Grind magazine, which should be launching in July.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. So tell us more about the magazine. What's the platform, and what made you decided to get into the magazine industry? And wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I've been doing media for about 12 years. We've been doing less after 12 years. I've always done articles. I'm a blogger. So these are things that I've always done. I do PR, and so I started doing columns as a way to help people do PR, because I would find that I would come across clients or just different people that I would meet in the literary world, or even different industries, and they're expanding their branding. It wasn't there. It was like, where's your branding? You know, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And so I just did it as a way to kind of help others. You know, I'm a giver. As women, that's who we are. We are givers. We are born to be givers. And so I was like, well, that was my way to help people help themselves. You know, you have an interview, you have something that you can put on your website, you have something that you can put in your EPK. You know, it's part of that exposure for you. But I've always done it. And I love interviewing people. That's just my thing. I love talking to people. I love being able to experience their passion for whatever it is that they're doing.
That's awesome. Wow. Congratulations on your magazine. And it's launching in July. Are you doing a release party?
I have probably not just yet, because magazine world is different. I am part of a fabulous best-selling anthology or author collaboration with Miss Paulette, Pastor Paulette, called The Breaking Point. And so, yes, and so I'm kind of focusing on making sure that I kind of master some of these things that I have in my mind. You know, I have all these things that I want to do, but I want to master these things. I want them to be solid when I put them down. So I want to make sure that I am pushing the book. I have a journal that's going to be coming out next month for the book, and then the magazine is going to come out, and those are the things I'm going to focus on to the end of the year.
Wow. Okay, so tell us about the book, too. You're a writer, you have a magazine, you're a radio host, you have a lot of hats.
I do. I wear many, many hats. I'm a literary agent. I'm a consultant. I do a lot of things. I do. But I enjoy it, you know, with the book.
That's the most important thing. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. With the book, it was more so I went through a divorce, and this was before I even saw Miss Paulette's post. But you know, God talks to you when you're in your season. Like when you're going through, that's when He talks to you. And so,
and by yourself,
I was riding the. Yep, when you by yourself and he's talking to you, because he's like, now it's some things that I need you to do. And so I talk about that experience in the chapter. But before I saw Miss Paulette's post, I had to, just kind of say, what is it that I want to do, for myself. There was a lot of things I wanted to do, and I wanted to write. And I had 3 books that are started, but they're not finished. And I said, I want to get these books finished. Just so many things I wanted to do. And I started writing this one book, and I heard God say, don't be petty. And, after divorce, everybody's petty. Everybody petty. If you say you wasn't petty, you're not telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got that moment. And so we always need a way to be able to release whatever it is that is frustrating us or upsetting us or whatever it is. 9 times out of 10, we fought it on ourselves based on choices that we made, because a lot of times, God not telling us to do these things. We doing what we want to do, and we taking him along for the ride. So you just come on, and I want you in the midst of something. And the thing about putting God in the midst of something is you have to keep him there if he didn't tell you to go there. Like, if he didn't tell you to do this thing, because anything I've learned, anything God tells me to do is easy. It just happens. And it happens when I least expect it. And it's not a whole bunch of processes, none of that. But when it's something that I just choose to do and I'm trying to bring him along, it's a lot of just up and downs and ins and outs. So I had to learn that, we are either negotiating with God or we telling him what we going to do. And then what he going to do for a plan that he's already laid out for us. And so in this process of me, I say arguing with God.
Wow.
I actually came across Miss Paulette's post. And one of the things I wanted to start doing is more public speaking, like speaking engagements. And I said, okay, so when I talked to her, she didn't know this, but when I talked to her, she had talked about that. And I was like, okay, all right. And so my chapter is the switch up. It's chapter 17 in the book. And it really talks about not necessarily my divorce, but it talks about how I felt in that moment. Because a breaking point is really a moment. It's a moment in time that we feel broken. But we're not broken. But we feel
it's just for a point of time. And you have to heal.
Yes.
Because if you don't heal, you could bring in bitterness and you could bring in your baggage to either the relationship or a professional relationship or your life. And then people could see that bitterness. You're so right. You have to let it go. You have to let it go by its course. You have to cry. You have to do the pros and cons and what did you mess up, because sometimes we still mess up, even though sometimes we still, did all we could and they still messed up. But then we have to remind ourselves, were there warning signs, and did we overlook it? Because I can feel you on that, because I'm divorced as well, right? So that was a time in my life. It's like, wow, I never thought I would feel a divorce. I thought I picked the man that God had for me. So I feel you on that one. Oof.
Absolutely. But then we can take that one step further, because the breaking point and the switch up, right? I named it the switch up for this reason. When we have a breaking point, we feel broken because of something that we expected to do. And a lot of times we feel, and it was funny, Pastor Paulette was talking about that in her on her show. We feel abandoned, we feel all of these things, but we really failed and abandoned ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And so when the switch up happens, that's God's divine hand putting you back in line, because you chose to do something that he didn't say you to do, and it took you outside of where he required you to go, what he needed you to do. And so he needed you back in line, back on order. Because I didn't tell you to go over there to the left. Now, you went all the way down the street, and nobody tell you to go down there. And things happen when you're doing things you don't have no business. Now you down the street, now look at you. And, you know, I talk about a moment of time, and in that moment, a sermon that I had listened to popped in my mind. And Sarah Jakes Roberts, I love her. I love her, and I love her husband. And she had a sermon, and in that sermon she said, you weren't going to leave that marriage or situation, so God had to make that marriage or situation leave you. Because you were going to settle for something less than what he had planned for you. And that really stayed in my mind through this process, and to help with the understanding that I failed myself, you know, and I kind of abandoned myself. And you have to not lose yourself in life. I don't care what it is, even work. You know, we were talking about working overtime, volunteering services. If you give more of yourself to anything, you don't have nothing to give yourself. You got to pour into yourself. And on our show, we always talk about a goal moment. A goal moment is when thought and execution comes together. And a lot of time when we are dealing with ourselves, we're dealing in lack, right? We're telling ourselves it's not time for us to do something. We don't have time. We can't do this. We're putting everything ahead of that. So if we're putting work ahead of it, if we're putting people ahead of it, I'm going to say if we put people, work, places, and things ahead of God, you know, we lose those things because that's not what they were there for. That's not their purpose and intent. And a lot of times when we do things, we get to move with purpose and intent.
And remember, we do serve a God who is jealous, and he says to not put any man before him. And so when we do these things, put things before him, we tend to not reap the blessings because he comes first, right? And so I'm learning about myself that there's a lot of things that we serve that comes first. And we do... we don't want to put those things ahead of God because it says that he is a jealous God. And you're so right. We need to, you know, sometimes do a checklist on our priorities and keep them intact, because if we don't, like you said, we can lose that voice, you know, overhear the voice. We don't hear the voice because we're so busy doing many things. You brought that out, girl. Exactly. And,
you know, we ask him for stuff. We like, listen, God, you know, we have a conversation. We like, I just need you to do this, that, and the other. And 9 times out of 10, it's already done. Because it wasn't done in the way that our vision had expected it to be, we can't see it because, you know, it probably wasn't our time because we wasn't ready for it. You know, and a lot of times, if God is in you, like if God is in us, if we don't put ourselves above all other things, then we're not putting him first because he's talking to us. He's telling us what he wants us to do and where he wants us to go and how we can be pleasing to him. And we focus on going here, doing this to this person, doing this to that person. We're not even able to listen to what he's saying because we're not even listening to ourselves of what we need.
That is so amazing.
And it's a whole process. It is a process. And so the breaking point was a good experience for me. It was a good writing experience for me because I'm normally used to being in the background. I'm normally used to helping authors do the things that they want to do with their vision and consulting and guiding and helping them. And so I was able to be a me for me, you know, able to do the things that I do for everybody else for myself, which is that's what we're supposed to do. If we can't do it for ourselves first, then we can't do it for others. But we tend to do that in reverse. And so it was a great experience because I had to learn that trusting God is not just when things are good. We tend to trust God conditionally. Like we trust in him, and then it's like if it's going good, we all right. And then when something goes to the left, now all of a sudden we're trying to figure out how to make some stuff happen instead of stepping back and letting him have his way.
Are you starting trouble for people? Are you meddling? Because, you know, I used to be a fixer. And I decided that I'm not a God. I can't fix my problems that I created. I need to stop it. So it's a day by day for me. If I see something that has gone beyond my control, and I say, God, I'm sorry for stepping in, but I have learned now to have more patience. I'm not there yet. I'm still learning. But you're right. And then we blame God. It's like, God, why did I do this? Well, I didn't tell you to do that. You did that.
Exactly. I mean, and we forget he's not hiring. He ain't hiring nobody. He ain't hiring us to do something other than what he told us to do. That's not our place. But we tend to get nervous and in situations, and I talk about that in the switch up. I talk about, you know, how just my personal experience of, you know, choices in being nervous and not trusting him fully. Like, you have to fully trust God. When you fully trust God, it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. It really is, because you are taking a bold step in the dark, and you only see one small little light at a time. You don't see the whole thing. And trusting God is to say, I can't see nothing in front of me. I can't see nothing on the side of me. I can't even see the stuff behind me. But you have to trust that he's not going to run you over a cliff, and he's not going to run you into a wall. But because we are human, we tend to want to take control. Let me get a flashlight. Let me try to see what I can see what's going on ahead of me. And so when we're trusting God, we're taking those steps without a flashlight. We don't have a flashlight. We just trusting and trying to relax and see what it is that he's going to reveal, because I believe that he's going to give us breadcrumbs. He gives us breadcrumbs to... Huh? I mean,
he is, because we don't want... He has to give us a little bit to see if we appreciate that first. He has to go with the breadcrumbs.
I call that seesaw vision. That's seesaw vision,
I
right?
like that.
You see it.
I like that.
You see it. You can taste it. You can touch it. It's in your dreams. It's like, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. But
are you a coach or something? Are you sure you're not supposed to be a coach? I mean, oh my goodness, girl! So many parables and analogies.
We don't see what we gotta do to get where we're supposed to be. We don't see that. We just see what it is, and we know we're supposed to do it. So I call that seesaw vision. You know, you're on the seesaw, you're going up and down, back and forth. So you going forward because you're like, ooh, this is mine. But then you got to do some things to be prepared for this to be yours.
Wow.
But he gives us breadcrumbs.
Wow. Yes, he does. So what else going on with you in your world? You have the magazine. You have, sounds like, I see nothing but great clients your way, because you're definitely a coach when it comes to uplifting someone, taking them out of their dark room into the marvelous light. Help them, because that's what we're called to do. What are some other things you're working on?
I actually have an event that I put on. I call it Vision in Books. This is my third year doing it. This year I had some fabulous authors. They came to Atlanta, and Vision in Books, you know, a lot of times people do book events and it's for the readers. And it is, but it's not. Ultimately, Vision in Books is to love on the authors. It's really to give them appreciation, because to be an author is a hard process. It's a hard job to have. It's a hard vision to take on. And so I just like to love on them. We have dinner. I give them awards. And so that's my way of giving back to the authors. You know, they have that hardcore pen. And we have readers. We have those hardcore readers, of course, those book clubs and things of that nature. But, you know, the authors, those are the ones we got to love on them sometimes, because their road is not an easy road. And so Vision in Books does that. And in the same simultaneous process of book events and reading. We're giving back to the community. This year, I did not adopt a classroom like I did the previous year. I actually had 2 community assets because we had the pandemic, and I was like, you couldn't do a classroom. Kids were, home, schooling from home. They were doing virtual class. I said, okay, well, what is helping families? And we think of these community assets. So I did Girls Who Brunch and Lady in a Caddy. And those are my 2 community assets for this year. And Girls Who Brunch, which is a fabulous organization founded by Nicola Mitchell. And it loves on young ladies everywhere. It loves on them when they don't know how to love on themselves. And, we've all been in that place. We've all been in that place. We want somebody to love on us at those moments when we can't love on ourselves for whatever reason. And so I love her organization. I always support whatever she does all the time. And so I made her a community asset. And then Lady in the Caddy is Cindy is the head of that, and she has a fabulous story for what she does, not only bringing golf into our community, and especially women in golf, but she also does an event called Hee, which is like a health, it's a health and laughter event that she puts on. So she'll have a comedian come out, she'll have a golf tournament, a lot of networking, a lot of healthy options as far as vendors, massage therapists, or chiropractors, like anything health-wise that is needed for our community, where you can get your blood pressure taken, your sugar checked.
Oh, wow.
Like, she puts all of this on. Yeah, she puts all of this on, and then we get a laugh. She'll have a comedian come through, whether it's Kiana Dancy or Uncle Rodney come out and give us a laugh, because laughter is good for stuff. And so I made her a community asset as well.
Wow. I mean, you're doing all of these wonderful things. How do you make time for yourself?
Listen, you saw, I thought today was Tuesday.
Oh, well, you do rest there. That's a good thing. That's good.
But
that's really good.
And that's the thing. When you let God lead, you're not keeping track. You're really not. Because when you ask people, how did that happen? Girl, I don't even know. That was God. God planned it all out. And it just falls.
Yes.
Yes,
that's God all the way. Because one thing I love about God, He gives you a talent, and then He wants to see how you do with that talent. And then if He sees that you can still continue on doing the things that you're called to do, He'll give you more talent. And He will never give you more than you can bear. So I am in agreement on that. Yeah. And so,
and it's the thing, we can't chase money. If you follow your vision, money gonna follow. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
But when we're chasing something other than Him, we chasing it forever, and we waiting for it to come.
I believe that if you follow your passion and your purpose, that will eventually come. But don't let that be your main focus, because, like you say, it's not about that. It's all about who can you inspire and help, along the way. Because I'm still reminded how Jesus walked this earth, and He says, Son of God has no house to lay His head. So He wasn't really concerned about things on earth. He was more so building His hopes on heavenly things, and that is what He wants us to do. And if He sees that, He knows that you can handle those things, those successes, those landmarks that you are accomplishing. Wow. So what do you do for fun for yourself? What do you do?
I do a lot of things for fun. I love to play Sims sport. That's my game. So I do a little gaming when I have time, and that's when I make time. I
You gay?
Stop whatever
Wow.
I'm doing, and I just do that. Yes, I do. I game a little bit. I love to read.
Okay.
You know, I love to read. I love to experience an author's passion in their pen. You can always experience that when you are in sync with what they're writing. And so I love to be able to do that. I love a good book, a good story being told. Other than that, I like to sleep. I like my rest.
Wow. One thing I like about you, it's like having a girl talk. It's like, it feels like more of a fellowshipping with my girlfriends or my girl from, catching up. And you're just so easy to talk to. What keeps you so, low and humble? I mean, I know you don't believe in being humble, but you are. You're very meek, but powerful,
I'm very grateful. I'm going to give you an example. We did the Breaking Point, and we were going on Kim Jacobs' show for an interview, right? That was on a Thursday. 2 days prior, I got this big thing about a blueprint, and I figured anything that I want to do, the blueprint is around me. I don't necessarily need a mentor. I can watch what people are doing so that I can learn how to move around in that particular realm or industry. And I said, I want to do public speaking. I want to do that more. Public speaking and speaking on the radio is two different things. And I said, I want to do that more. And I actually picked up 2 audiobooks of Les Brown. And I have been listening to those audiobooks for 2 days in the car, on the way to work, at work, just listening to them. So Thursday comes around, and we are in the interview with Kim Jacobs, and it was just me and Miss Paulette. We were the first 2 there, and then the other ladies gradually showed up, and Miss Kim says, okay, I'm talking to Les Brown. It'll just be a moment. And I said, what in the world? And so that's when he told us that he was endorsing the book. And when he said that, he started asking Miss Paulette questions, and I could hear the excitement. I could just feel it just coming from her. It was her excitement. And he started talking to me, and my microphone did not work. I used StreamYard every week. It did not work. I couldn't understand why my headphones wasn't working. Nothing. And I had to realize that that's because it was not my time. I had to be there to be part of the experience. But it was her time to shine. And I had to, you got to give people that. You got to let people have their time. But that was God's blueprint. That was his breadcrumb for me, letting me know, don't worry, I got you. Because you on the call.
And you trust him.
But this is her time, and you are here to help her shine at this moment in time. And so, the Breaking Point has really turned out to be a movement for all of us. It's about 20 men and women authors, 21 of us, and it has been an experience for all of us. But we have a group, and Miss Paulette was speaking in that group. And when I say, she did a live in the group, and her tears and just her gratefulness and her love, it was just pouring out of her. And I said that was because this was her moment. And we have to do that. We got to let people have their moment.
Their moment.
That's
You know why I like what you said that? It's because it may not, like you said, it's not your time, for one. For two, we are called to help each other. And so it's always, it's a benefit. It's a blessing when you know how to let someone else get those hand claps. And you feel secure as that person because it's not taking anything away from you. You're just helping your sister or your brother in Christ. So it's a beautiful thing. That lets me know that you're definitely a servant of leadership, of a leader. Servant leadership is very, sometimes I don't find it too in so many people because they want that limelight. Especially, I find it in somebody, in the body of Christ. But when you meet someone like yourself who is a servant leader, you have to give them their props. You and Jerry, you guys are servants for the Lord. I mean, you let people shine, and it doesn't take anything away from who you are as a person. So I applaud you for that, my sister. And another question, oh, you're welcome. I just love your spirit. I mean, your joy is so amazing. We need a lot of joy because it's not about happiness. It's about joy. It's that strength that you get. And I feel it when you talk about him. So I just love this conversation with you, my sister. When all this is over and God calls you home, what kind of legacy would you like to leave behind?
That's a good question. When I think of legacy, I think of work. And so my whole thing, especially after experiencing divorce, because divorce is like a death. So you have that grieving period. And whenever there's a death, we always start thinking about life and what we want to do. And I said that I need to start being intentional and moving with purpose. Because every movement that you make, that's your legacy. That's your work. And I always want to make sure that even in the event that I'm not here, I'm still making people smile.
Oh, that's lovely. Wow. So you want to serve people until God calls you home into glory. That is so amazing. Wow. I mean, I'm just stunned by that answer. You're going to serve the Lord until your last breath is what you're saying.
But that's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't bless us with blessings that fall out the sky. Don't let them fall out the sky, but he blesses us with people. That's true. Mm-hmm. In that, I got divorced last summer. And between last summer and now, so much has happened that I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Because when I stopped arguing with him and making the plan for him, for me, that he had already did, everything just started falling in line, like instantly. And it just felt instantly, and it was not. But I was so busy focused on how to control the situation and how to make sure, I'm okay, my son is okay. But that's not my job. It's his job to make sure that I'm okay. And he already got that covered. It's my job to sit back and let him do his plan. And I had to learn.
Just trust him. Come on, girl.
I really did. I had to learn that. And it's scary. It's scary. And, we human. And so I fell a couple of times where, I had to say, okay. Even now, get those moments where it's like, oh, my God, you get nervous. And it's like I have to tell myself, I ain't got nothing to worry about. As long as I'm doing what I'm
supposed to do. Because you know who your maker is. You know who to trust. Absolutely. Okay. You better come on with that. Oh, my goodness. Where can people find you?
And my job is to love on people.
That is everyone's job, and you just reiterate that. That is so important because the first two commandments says to love God with all your heart, soul, and might, and then to love your neighbor as if you love yourself. And I know you and I, we don't hate ourselves, so we have to love on each other because it says that once you get in this walk, it no longer becomes about you. It becomes about, as a whole, the body of Christ. The members of his body, we all have a part. And so you're demonstrating that in your words. And I know what's in someone's heart comes out. So that is who you are. I just feel that just based on the responses, and you're so humble. You could be gloating right now. I got this going on. I got this going on. But your focus is servitude. That is so amazing to me. So where can listeners reach out? How can they reach out to you and get a hold of your magazine if they want to, bless you or reach out to you for an interview? Where can they reach you?
Absolutely. I am Lissha Sadler across all platforms. I believe in consistent branding. So I have a Lissha Sadler social media page. I also have Hardcore Grind, which is my magazine and column. And then I have Let's Chat Radio. That's our radio show. And I'm going to say radio network because that's the other vision with Let's Chat. And you can also go on to my website, intriguingmoves.com. If you want a author-signed copy of The Breaking Point, I can definitely get that to you. My chapter feature is The Switch Up. And I have a journal that's going to be going with that, or a workbook. Well, we'll call it a workbook. That's going to be added to that as well.
You are busy. Oh, my goodness. I mean, you're bringing in more things that you're doing. Okay, so before we go, what else are you working on? Do you have any? Sure.
I'm always working on something. Really, right now, it's just self-mastery. That's my biggest thing, is mastering myself. And being able to move in a particular way and do particular things. When it comes to my different projects, making sure that I'm intentional and purposeful in those things. So the magazine will come after the workbook. But between being a new author and magazine and selling books and interviews and, branding myself and building myself and going to events, that's my focus between now and December. And then top of January, then I'll have a new focus. But I want to make sure that I master these things so that they're solid.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. With that being said, I just want to thank you, my sister, for this opportunity. You're an amazing soul. I mean, so humble. And, meek. You don't like the word humble. And I just love your spirit.
I don't like the word humble, but when you think about humble, I think of it as less than. You make yourself less than. And I don't believe that. You shine, honey. You shine. But you do it with intent and purpose to please God in that process, and you be grateful for everything that He blesses you with.
Well, that's another way. But I still love your spirit. It's just so meek and mild. Because all humble is just like you're behind the scene and you just do the work. That's how I see being humble. And that's what you're doing. You're behind the scene, you're doing the work, and then if you get the accolades, you still know how to remain, at a place where it's all because of God. That's what humbling means to me. You give Him the glory because it's Him. It's not me, it's Him. And so absolutely. I just love that about you. Jerry, do you have any more questions? Because this lady is so amazing to me.
Yeah, what time we going to the gym, everybody? It's almost 11 o'clock.
Oh, my goodness. See, it's your fault. I told her. It's her fault. Oh, my goodness. I didn't realize it was, okay. See, it's hard to do.
I know. It only felt like we was talking for like 30 minutes. We've been talking for an hour. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, my goodness.
I got very late.
It's my fault because I just love it's so contagious, your personality and your character and your attitude. So you have it all.
I appreciate that.
Well, we know why Lissha. We know why she get her days mixed up now. She got a lot of jobs.
So much.
She got too many jobs. She got 12 jobs.
I know, right?
It's only 7 days.
This, a journal, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I remember she been doing public relations for a very long time. That's how we met her. We booked a lot of guests for her. That's how we got started. Back in 2009. I mean, 2013.
Him and Brandon.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but he still helped me out on the engineering side, and I got another son now as part of the mix. You ever met him? Yeah, he's more on our video side and television.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Jerry, he got all his secret weapons, so he could, he can. I'll give the family business to the family.
That's right. Lissha she never met my daughter. Yeah, she helps me with the puppets. She does all the voiceovers, the singing. She does the music videos, and she does hair and make wigs. She do everything. She sews. So and she's home now.
But he's always been intentional, like especially with his kids, on just making sure they do things with purpose and intention. Like he's always, even like when him working with Brandon and I think his other son was younger.
Yeah, he was. He was a baby. He's 19 now. 19.
Oh Lord!
I know the time is gone.
I know. Yeah. Baby girl, she 20. She about to turn 22. I believe she just finished college. So, wow. you try to instill your passion into them, even though it may not be their passion, but at least they know they can do it if somebody asks them to do it. They have this.
Know what passion feels like.
Right.
They got to be able to experience
exactly.
It, like.
Yeah, they know because they tell.
Give them the blueprint.
Right, because they tell my wife with a heartbeat. They say, "Well, that's daddy passion," but they still gonna do it. But at least, like you said, at least they know what it feel like because they see, and it's funny because it's a young man that details my cars for me. And I met him online, and he so happened I met him at a big video shoot in town in Cambridge, Maryland, where Rat Brown rode through the streets, say "Burn, baby, burn." Remember those days? But anyway, the guy, he ended up starting a detailing business. I think he started doing boats, and then he made his way over to the Baltimore area. And I remember he said this a few months ago too. Because I kind of met him in our early stages of video, shooting film. He said, "Man, I never seen nobody, stay at something like this for so long." Because how people, if they don't see something working, they jump to something else, and then they jump to something else. And he said he was really impressed by that. And he's still detailing, he's still hanging in there. And I said, one day, when people keep seeing you do that one thing, that's when you're going to get your break. You just get, because they watching you, before they hand you the keys to the Porsche, they want to see if you could drive first, right?
And then that's how you learn, honestly, who's genuinely there for you.
Right.
When you are doing something and the expectation is, okay, we're going to make some money from it. Well, if you just chasing money, that's all you're going to be doing is chasing.
That's right. Yeah.
If you're following your vision, that money is always going to come to you. It's coming.
That's right. I'm going to tell you.
But you just got to set it up and you got to make it solid.
That's right. A young lady who was an executive of a big government agency, like over 65,000 employees. I was shadowing her. I was actually I was in a leadership development program under the Obama administration. And you have a chance to shadow executives. These are people they're not like a director's level. They like 1 or 2 levels down from the president appointee. Most of these people who run these big agencies like the U.S. Treasury and whatever, NASA and all that stuff, they're appointed by the president. Okay, most of them, and sometimes they get confirmed and they stay in those jobs for years. I think they stay up to 8 years. I think something like that, maybe 6 years. So anyway, this woman was 2 levels down from the commissioner. She said, "Don't grade chase. And it's exactly what you just said. Don't chase the money. It's going to come to you if you have a passion for it. Because the people are going to feel it. They're going to feel it, you know, and they're going to be drawn to that loyalty. You know, you remember President Trump, he talks a lot about that, remember, loyalty? That's so important
And, you
to
know,
leadership.
I don't know about so much of loyalty, but when people really love you, they love to see you have joy in the things that you're doing. That's what drives us.
Not everybody that love you. They want to see you stay where you are, where
But I'm
they at.
saying your kids, like your kids, they definitely have, we'll use it for example, right?
Yeah.
They definitely have their own vision. They know what's daddy's vision.
Mm-hmm.
But they feel joy when they see you excited about the things that are part of your vision that are exciting to you.
Yeah, people
Like,
see
they
you.
get joy from that. They get joy from seeing you happy.
Exactly.
Honestly. And those are the people that love you. And even friends. You got friends that it don't matter what you're doing. You going to the left, I'm going to whatever I got to do to help you. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Even if they don't see it, it's not them trying to see your vision. It's them helping you do whatever it's going to take to get you through it.
Yeah, man. I always say if you want to hear a good conversation from a friend, talk to them about their passion, whether it's their little dog or running or hiking. You know, it's going to be a beautiful conversation because there's going to be so much positive energy going to come from that. Their voice, the way their eyes light up, you know. Instead, you're sitting around a water cooler talking about Ukraine all day in COVID-19. Ask a person.
But then it's real.
Yeah, it is real. It's real. It's a real world. But we just don't want to spend our waking moments entertaining it all the time, right? So we got to keep on living. And that's what God gave us, passion, you know, something to drive you, make you want to get out of bed in the morning. You know, you got people not getting up right now because they got nothing to wake up for. They have no reason. They just don't, and they won't move. All right, y'all. With all that said,
But that's by choice.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. You're right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kimmy Kim, did you ask Lissha to pray us out? Lissha, you gonna pray us out? Do you mind?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. I know she can pray.
That's right. Pray
Child. I'm not good at praying. I'm good at talking to God.
Oh, okay. She's not a prayer. All right, Kimmy, can you take her place? You cover for her, Kimmy. Kim, you got it. Go ahead.
Oh, we got this. We got this. Father
got
God, thank you once again for this wonderful fellowshipping time. Thank you for Jerry Roy's the platform. Continue on blessing my sisters and all that she does. Continue on blessing my brother and all that he is doing because they are definitely serving for you, Father God. Thank you so much for seeing people to edify you in spirit and in truth, Father God. Thank you so much for giving us opportunity to just love on each other and to come together and to learn one another and continue on supporting each other. Bless it, and I know you can because I see what you have done. And Father God, we give you all the honor and all the prayers, and we make these prayers in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, Lissha Sadler, our guest tonight on
She's
Late
amazing.
Night with Jerry Royce Live and Kimmy Kim. We love you, and we thank you for coming here and supporting our platform with what you do.
So
Thank
amazing.
y'all
That's
so
right.
much for having me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you guys for making room for me. And
please.
Oh yeah, we was.
You have a lot going on.
Alicia was too busy. Alicia was too busy. I had to give her like 5 appointments. See if she had open. Yeah. Alicia was like, that's not going to work. So anyway,
We have a lot going on, so I can see that.
Yeah. But, you know, that's encouraging for people listening because some people may only have one little thing on their table. And you just heard a young lady who have 12 projects going on. I don't know how she does it, but she's been doing it like this for a long time because I've been knowing her for a very, very long time. And she still hasn't stopped.
Years.
Yeah.
Well, she got that for you then. That's the case.
I've known her older than my youngest child.
Jerry.
Yeah. Well, Not as much as Lissha. I would love to have a book. I got one in my mind. I just haven't done it yet. I'm gonna go the easy route and do a children's book.
What you waiting on?
I'm gonna do a children's book. Yeah.
What you waiting on?
Well, it's a couple things in front of it, right? I got a task list. I got to finish stuff first before I start something else. That's right. And this project I'm on now is huge. Yeah. It's huge right now. I'm trying to run a television network, my own network.
Well, if can't nobody else do it, I know you can do it.
That's right. We moving on it. Yeah, we doing it. We doing it. God bless to see. I mean, I was fighting it. You know how people run for being a pastor, or I was running for being a television network. I did not want to have a television network. I was actually trying to force myself on another company's network. It's like, oh man, they don't do that much. Yeah, it's because I love the market. You know me, and you and I the same way. We just love to market stuff. So I mean, it's better to market your own stuff, than to market someone else's. So that was the whole thing. Was I wasn't able to market their platform like I wanted to market it. So that's why. Then I said for the boys, the boys that like television, why not, follow the footsteps of Bob Johnson, and then Kathy Hughes, right? TV One, BET, Oprah. Why not? Tyler Perry. Why not? So here I am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Lissha Sadler. That's KIMMIE Kim. Thank you again for joining us on Late Night with Joe Live Worldwide. And see us again on Thursday. That's right. See us again, y'all. And hopefully we'll be able to get her on the show with Kelly. I know they'd love to chop it up. Get her on with Kelly. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got to get on the Kelly TV show. Yeah. Lissha,
let me know when.
Lissha, where are you? Are you in Indianapolis? Is that where you are? You're in
Georgia.
You're in Georgia. I never knew that.
Wow.
I always thought you was in Indy. I don't know why I thought that. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to come meet you because we do pop-up studios in Georgia, in Atlanta. So we have to.
I know. You was telling me about it.
Yeah. Well, as soon as COVID is over, COVID not my friend, so I can't be playing around with COVID. I don't have time to be in the hospital. It'll be a setback. That's right. We'll be there soon. Yeah. All right.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting too, Jerry. When you go to Georgia, let me know.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have a big reunion, y'all. Either there or North Carolina. I got access to a studio in North Carolina, so we may do that. I don't know. It's only like 4 or 5 hours away. I'll let y'all know.
Now, Kim, are you in Georgia?
No.
I'm in St. Louis. That's what I was like.
Okay.
Yeah, remember I said St. Louis? She's in St. Louis. Yeah. All right, y'all. We're over our time. We got to get out of here. Everybody have a great night, and we see you on Thursday with Kelly Holland and Jerry Was Live Worldwide.
You're listening to Jerry Was Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double X.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You're listening to Jerry Was Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21. Jerry Was Live Worldwide.
Hello, people. Greetings all the way from the motherland, Lagos, Nigeria, Africa. This your homeboy, Popular, the Janet Ross. Sending a shout out to all you all with the love of Christ. I listen always to the Jerry Royce show, and I advise you to do the same. The best place to be. Hallelujah day. God love you, and I love you too. Boom!
You're listening to Jerry Was Live Worldwide Podcast.